All right, I wanted to give you a quick update on our new product that's going to be coming out. So we have taken our current version, which is the Smart Spool. We have gotten the feedback from you guys and gals out in the field on how you work, how you're working with it, how you like it, changes that need to be made. We have taken all that and we have put it out and created a brand new product that's going to be replacing our current Smart Spool. So I'm going to run down what we got going on. Here's an original. Let's start here. This one, you'll notice that on the, let's start with the bottom and work our way up. One, they're going to have the English version of line and the German version of line. We have replaced the German version with the Spanish version of line. Perfect. Everything else is pretty much the same here. You'll notice that this is much shinier, and I'll get to that in a minute. But everything else is the same. Not the exact same, but you'll notice that our cutouts here, our ribbing, is much more distinct. We have worked very hard to have a very precise tool that's very, very sharp on the inside there. Now, it's not going to cut you or nothing, but it looks really, really good. I'm really happy with how this has come out. Next, we're going to start at the top here. You'll notice that, actually, we should work our way up. So here, the bottom portion, you'll notice that a lot of times with the OEM that you may skip 2 or 3 of these catches here, which allows string to come out. So you get basically about 3 inches of string per revolution that this is coming off. We have that same amount, which is very nice, but the thing you'll notice here is just how much thicker ours is. So you could probably see that, I don't know why that, maybe it shows up, maybe it doesn't. We have about 1 millimeter more material. The reason we did that is so that we have actually a better catch ratio. So the number of times that it's going to go around is usually about 1. So there are times when you might be hitting it real hard, going real fast. You might catch a second one, but you're never going to have 2 or 3 jumps consistently that you'll see with this. And that happens, you get a bunch of string out all at the same time, and then it whips around and it hits the guard, or it just gets too far out there if you're not running a guard. So you're going to see much more precise handling and string feed with this as opposed to the other one. Now, that was one big thing that they wanted corrected, is to make sure we got solid string feed. Second, we'll go back to this one. We have added, or kept, because our current one has it, we have kept that inner slot here for a single feed of line. So you're able to, let's get around here, you see it right there? You're able to use a single piece of string to spool up both sides at the same time, which saves you a bunch of time. Now, we haven't neglected, for those of you guys out there that do like to use the current keepers, we still have those in there. There's 2 on each side, just like our slots. So we got 1 slot in there, and we got a second slot. All right, let's continue moving up. We're going to go, we've gone from the keepers. Oh, there's one thing I want to note it. This is a completely brand new one, out of the box, never been used, super clean. And you'll notice that they've already started to wear, right? So the immediate thing is there, you can see where they've already started the wear points. My initial thought was, well, that was help to guide the line. But what you'll notice is that as you spool a bunch of these, or you spool this a lot over time, if you get it to run for a long time, that keeper feature is actually going to wear out and it's going to tear out. That's why they have 2 of them. We've done away with that. We have a nice clean look there, which should allow this to last at anywhere from 10%, 20%, 30% longer. I can't promise you how much. It depends on how bad you're beating your equipment up. But that little bit of material right there will help retain your string, because it bites into the string and holds it in there much nicer. So you may notice the first couple times you use this, until you kind of wear it in, those first couple of strings, that it's going to hold on to that line very tight. That's a good thing. It's not going to come flying out on you. All right, let's keep going up. So the next thing you're going to notice is the single keeper feature. This was one when you're using our trimmer clips with this. The single keeper feature, really, your string's coming up and out of the thing, you got it flapping all over the place. The problem is if that string catches on anything, pulls itself out of the keeper, it unwinds itself all the way out. Ours, we retained our double keeper features. In this one, we have increased the distance from one to the other by 5 degrees. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it makes a big difference for getting it to wrap back around. So you could string it up, over, and back through, and that allows you to keep your string tight to the spool and out of the way and out of the obstructions. So when you're cutting around trees and bushes, your string's not getting caught up and yanking your spool off, or de-stringing your spool, which is just a nightmare. So the double keeper feature on both sides here, very nice. We've increased the throat as you come in here, which it's now currently optimized for 095 thickness string, but now allows much easier insertion of the 105 string. So it's a much easier use of that string to get it through here and make the bends. That's why we did it. So we're trying to keep it tight. Remember, we want it tight so it's harder to get that string to unstring itself while you're trimming. But we do have it now so that we open the throat just a little bit, so it's much easier to pull it out and spool it up on when you're ready to go. All right, so last thing we're getting up to the head here. So you'll notice if I were to put these down, it's hard to see because I don't got it, but the thing you'll notice is if I can line them up, you can just tell there's a lot more meat on this bad boy. So this guy here, you can see it. Here's our cutaway. There's a lot of meat up on the top side of this thing, so we have increased the thickness. The other thing we did is we asked as much as we could to get the best idea of how tall people are that are using this. And we have really pushed to set this up for anybody as short as 5'6", all the way up to 6'1". So there's a fairly large range where this is really optimized for those guys in that range. Now, if you're shorter than that, does it matter? No, not really. If you're shorter than that, you're going to actually be hitting more towards the middle of this spool. If you're taller than that, you're going to start moving down towards the edge. The thing you'll notice that we've done though, a standard spool is very flat. The problem is as you get up into that 5'5", as you get, it's not 5'5", 5'9" range, you're going to notice that you start hitting on these corners, and you're going to wear these corners out real fast. The problem is as you wear that out, then you start hitting your head. As you hit the head of your trimmer, you're going to wear your head out, and that is really where all your money is. These are fairly inexpensive compared to the head, and you can get quite a few of these for the cost of a new one. We've eliminated that. We've added a lot more material. There's 3 millimeters more material, and I'm going to say millimeters, so it's just over 1/8 of an inch more material to the top of this thing, and we have adjusted the radius on top here. We've adjusted that curvature so that you get more meat on these sides in that range, right? So you're gonna be hitting here in the center a lot more. You will notice, I promise, when you put one of these on your trimmer and you go out and you hit it on, tap it on the ground, you will feel this really just grab and feel much better letting the string out. You'll notice you don't have to hit it as hard. This is really going to be a great improvement. That curvature really took quite a while to kind of perfect so that we get a very good feel when you're tapping on the ground. It's really, the first time you use this, it's a joy. It really is different. You're going to notice it right away. All right, last thing. Let's talk material. Now, the springs are basically the same exact material. I can't tell you exactly what they have on here, but it's a zinc-coated steel, right? So there's a corrosion element there. Ours has the exact same zinc coating on that steel. The other thing you'll notice is ours looks very dull. Do you see that? That's by design. So this one here, very shiny. The reason it's shiny is because there's no glass filling in this material. So it's a softer material. So the head on this will wear out a lot faster. Ours is glass filled 30%. This is a much harder material, which means it's gonna wear a lot better, and it's gonna wear a lot longer, so that you get more runtime out of this trimmer because of that material change. You're going to know that you're officially going to know that it's from Longinier, and it's a Smart Spool Pro because we now have it on here. You'll see our part number. and then our logo on here. So all this makes up for a really robust package. If you've been using the steel heads, you are going to love the improvements here. There we go. I did it. I did it, guys. Look at that, though. Whew. Nice.